Hello, and welcome to my channel, Encantada Maria, where we talk about self-care and personal growth. In today's video, we are going to be discussing 10 tips to help you practice self-care when working from home. Before we get started, if you're interested in discussions on self-care, productivity, and personal growth, be sure to click subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you're notified of future videos. Additionally, check out my blog, encantadamaria.com. I will leave the website link in the description box. Let's get started. Over the past few years, remote jobs have become a lot more popular, and it's important to remember that even though we are working from home, we still need to remember to practice self-care. Tip number 1, set a routine. When you're not working from home and you have to travel to your place of work, there's kind of an inherent routine that goes into that. So you get up, you get dressed, you get in your car, you drive to work, and then you start your work day. You don't really have that when you're working from home. If you don't have a routine, maybe you roll out of bed and just start your work day without any really sort of plan or process before doing that. I really encourage you to find a routine that helps you get started on your work day on the right foot. This could be just waking up, getting dressed, putting on your work clothes, planning out your day, those sorts of things. That way you get into the mindset of starting your work day and being as productive as you can possibly be. Similarly, when you're traveling to your place of work, there's that routine of clocking out, leaving the building, driving home, and during that time is typically when you would kind of de-stress for the day. You leave work behind as you're traveling back home, and then you start focusing on personal and family matters. If you're working from home, you don't really have that environment change. So if you're working from home, you start your work at home, you end your work at home, there's no real clear, definitive line versus when you're done with work and when you are okay to just start de-stressing and focusing on, your personal life matters. If you have a routine where you wind up your day, that can encourage you to start setting that strict boundary, start having that line where you can officially be done with work, leave work behind you, and start to allow yourself to focus on things that are going on in your personal life and spending time with your family. Tip number 2, get dressed for success. Even if you're not having any meetings, in person or Zoom, even if no one at your place of work will see you for the day, I highly encourage you to get up, get dressed, and put some effort into your appearance. It can be tempting to just roll out of bed in your pajamas and just start working. When you don't set a definitive line between your work time and your personal time, you can kind of see that work-life balance get thrown off. So put yourself in the work mindset, get up, get dressed, act like you're actually going to a physical place of work. See how your mindset will change, see how productive you'll be, and just know that you're working towards preserving that healthy work-life balance. Tip number 3, create a workspace. I know there are places in my home where I like to go to unwind from a stressful day. Just my little spots in the house where I can read, I can just relax and not think about work or any of the stressors in my life. If you're working from home, you don't want your places of relaxation to also become the places where you are doing your work. So I highly encourage you to designate a specific spot in your home. If you have a home office would be perfect. If you don't have a home office, just maybe dedicate a space in a particular room that's dedicated solely for work and nothing else. That way, those places in your home where you go to relax and to recharge aren't affected by the fact that you have a remote job and now work from home. Tip number 4, allow yourself to take breaks. Just because you're working from home does not mean that you're not entitled to take a break. A lot of times people enjoy the luxury of working from home and then get buried in their work and forget that they still need to take those regular breaks in order to prevent burnout. Just as you would if you were working in an office with other people, allow yourself to take breaks to reset and recharge during your workday when you're working from home. Moving on to tip number 5, eat healthy throughout the day. You are no longer having to go into an office, which means you no longer have to plan ahead, make your lunch, and pack your lunch to take to the office in order to eat healthy throughout the day. You're working from home, you have your groceries at home, you have your, food supply at home without having to do any sort of planning. This allows you to be more mindful about what you're eating throughout the day in order to ensure that you're fully charged and energized with healthy and nutritious foods. Take advantage of this fact that you no longer have to do any sort of meal planning in order to take your lunches and snacks to work. Make sure that when you go grocery shopping, you are stocking up on healthy foods. That way, when you're looking for a snack or a lunch option during your workday, you have that healthy food available. Tip number 6, exercise regularly. You may not even realize it, but now that you are no longer commuting to work, there's a chance that your daily activity levels have dipped slightly. Here's what I mean by that. If you're someone who had to take public transportation, there's a chance that maybe you had to walk to a bus stop, for example. Similarly, if you worked in a building where you had to park in a parking garage, you had to walk from that parking garage, from your parking space in that parking garage to the elevator or to the building wherever you worked. Now that you no longer have to make those commutes, that is physical activity that you are no longer engaging in daily. For this reason, it's very important to be mindful of your daily levels of activity and to try to incorporate some sort of exercise routine into your daily workday. Now, again, similar to with eating healthy, it can be a little easier now that you're working from home because you have, say, a lunch break where you can just take a quick walk around your block, around your neighborhood. One of my favorite things to do working from home is in the afternoons when I take afternoon breaks, I like to just walk around the park that's next to my neighborhood. It allows me to unplug, it allows me to clear my head, and it also allows me to have some sort of physical activity in my workday. Tip number 7, connect with others. It can be so isolating to work from home, where you're just spending your entire workday not speaking to anyone in person. You're spending the whole day looking at your computer, typing emails, and having no human interaction. If this is you, I highly encourage you to find some sort of activity that allows you to connect with others. So whether that is joining groups in your community, so maybe joining a book club, volunteering, joining some sort of organization where you can meet others and make social connections. If that's not really your thing, then I encourage you to, at the very least, pick a day where you're able to work remotely at a coffee shop or at maybe at the library. Go somewhere where you can have some sort of human interaction and just be in the presence of others. Trust me, I'm an introvert, and even I need days like this where I go out and actually see other human beings and don't just spend my time at home isolated and buried in my work. Tip number 8, practice mindfulness. This is an important self-care tip in general, but especially if you are working from home. Take a few minutes each day to maybe do some meditation, focus on some breathing exercises. If you like to journal, maybe practice or partake in a gratitude journal. Set aside a few minutes where you are able to put work on pause, just practice mindfulness, spend time with your inner thoughts, and just being present in the moment. This will do wonders to help you reduce stress, and then also I found that it can help you kind of regain a sense of purpose or focus towards your future career goals. Tip number 9, unplug. If you are from home, there's a chance that you spend at least 8 hours a day on either your phone or your laptop. Just like you need breaks from work, you can also benefit from breaks from technology. So when you are done with your workday, just be mindful of the time that you are spending on the internet or scrolling through social media. Set aside some time to put away your phone or computer and focus on doing something that doesn't involve technology or the internet. This will allow you to give your mind a break from all that technology and to reset and recharge. All right, tip number 10, last but most certainly not least, allow yourself to take a day off. Just because you're working from home does not mean that you're not allowed to have sick days or vacation days. Monitor both your physical and mental health, and if your body needs a break, if your mind needs a break, allow yourself to take those breaks. Sometimes people are less inclined to take vacation days or sick days because they have a remote job or because they work from home. Don't allow the fact that you have a remote job throw off that work-life balance. Just like you need to take breaks throughout your workday, you also need to take breaks in the form of sick days or vacation days. Alright, so that concludes today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and click that notifications bell so you're notified of future videos. Also, if you like discussions on self-care and personal growth, check out my blog, encantadamaria.com. I will leave a link in the description box below. See you in the next one. Bye.